There's a lot of theories out there going on about the COVID-19 and where it come from at Wuhan. Maybe somebody ought to ask Dr. Fauci how much he invested in the process of making that virus that got loose, and also the Obama administration. I think there's a few million on each sector of it. If you can trace it back, it was once out there and all of a sudden disappeared because the Democratic Party don't want everybody to know that the rest of the world didn't know until the same time as Trump did in March, even though it was loose in December. See, I know I talked to people all over the world. Nobody knew about it until March, not December, not January, not February, because the only people that knew about it were the Democrats, because there was money invested by the Democrats into the virus, so they had to know when it come out. Nobody else in the world did till March. It's pretty interesting how the Democrats knew it was out in December. And the last time I knew, Obama administration had put about $13 million in there. Fauci had about $3 million. The COVID-19 mutated faster than expected. The rush for the Pfizer vaccine to come out was pushed by Pelosi because Pelosi's daughter and most of her family has Pfizer stock. So don't a lot of other Democrats have Pfizer stock, including probably Obama. I don't know. I haven't found his name on there yet. But that's the reason the Pfizer's out there. And it's a 2-shot program. And if you missed one shot, you're out of luck. And they're talking about making the Pfizer a 3-shot program to make it effective and hopefully not cause people to get sick after the second shot. It also has a few cases of Bell palsy and some other stuff that goes on with it. Johnson & Johnson has not been approved by the United States FDA yet because it's not a democratically owned or stock held pharmaceutical manufacturer. So it's on the back burner. And the effects are kept down even though it's got great effects in Europe. Its effects, they haven't released it here because it might be better than Pfizer. And then the Pelosi clan and a few others won't be making all their billions of dollars in their stock holdings and investment. And if you look at the coronavirus and read the backlet of it, it was supposed to affect everybody elderly. It was what they call elimination of the elderly throughout the world, so that governmental control would be easier to be had without people voicing their opinion, because the newer generations are yes sir generations. I don't want to work generations. I want everything free. I want to sit and play video games. And you want to turn your own country into a third world nation, the United States. And then everybody bitching minimum wage $15 an hour. Whoa, turn that around. Highest wage $20 an hour. That would stop this poverty real quick and would bring the upper middle class closer to the middle class and bring the rich down a little bit. That would be the ideal way to rearrange the economics of the United States. You know, people making all that money are in debt so far that they take it out on the poor people, raising prices and everything so they can't live. And this virus thing has caused prices to accelerate beyond the realm of reality because nobody cares. The government does not care. And Biden making a comment that the middle class should be under a foreign policy rather than an American middle class. It should be under a foreign policy. Well, if it's under foreign policies, that's making the middle class a third world country sector of the American culture. You know, everybody fighting the stimulus package. Well, give it to people. Not $400 a week for not working. No, give the people working the $1,400 so they can spend it. Let the people collect their own unemployment that they are collecting. Get out there and look for work. They're lazy and shiftless. Why? The Democrats are paying them $400 a week to do that, plus their unemployment. The Democrats want a shiftless, worthless society so they can control it. I ain't a Republican. There's faults on Trump, too. There's faults on both sides. Technically, what we need is a third party strong enough to stand up for the people. For the American people. A third party. Democrats and Republicans run this country too long by themselves. They need people to step in and be it. I would run in a heartbeat against them and for the people in the next election as a third party. Yes. Then there'll be three parties. Then there will be some understanding. And a third party cannot be a Democrat or Republican 100% because then they'll turn Democrat or Republican. I would run in a heartbeat and I guarantee I wouldn't turn Democrat or Republican. They'd all be shanghaied by me. Them multi-million-dollar people would be paying some serious taxes. And people like Warren Buffett would not be given $1 million tax-free deficit. Instead of paying $1 million, they said you don't have to pay it. Why? Because that's Warren Buffett, Democratic supporter. Puts millions in the Democratic Party, so the Democratic Party gives them millions in free tax. They gave him millions to fix that railroad. He ain't spent a dime on it except for tanker cars. And got every single one of Democrats backing him, so it's all held by tanker cars and he's getting richer. Because he owns the Democrat running for office. I can't be bought. Money is not my object. Free America is. I believe in free enterprise. I believe in somebody wanting to start something up, they can do it in their own home. You want to make clothes, make it in your garage. I don't care. I don't care at all. And I wouldn't. You want to make car rims in your house? I don't care. Make these big, huge, multi-billion-dollar companies walking all over people start thinking. That's what needs to be done. We need to form a third party. None of this defund the cops and all that stuff. No, prisoners, you kill somebody, you die too. If it's proven without a shadow of doubt you murdered somebody, you die too. There's no feeding these people. Free-load murderers. They laugh at you when they're sitting in jail, pumping iron, watching TV, eating 3 squares a day and sleeping. That's how you take care of that problem. Public hangings would be the best thing. Then the general public would know that you mean business. There is no sanctuary for murderers. Drug dealers, they can walk down the street with chains on and a chain gang sweeping the streets, picking up all the cigarette butts and cleaning up the area to where they caused all the infestation. And they'll get their 3 squares a day, a bologna and cheese sandwich, a pint of milk, and an apple or an orange. 3 times a day, chain gang. Juveniles causing criminal graffiti and other stuff like that. Parents accountable for re-cleanup. And give parents back full control of their kids. That's what this country needs to do. Is be back in the 60s again and the 50s where life was good. And that means nothing more than $20 an hour. And cars not more than $13,000, $14,000. Half the price, third the price they are now. Because some filthy, trashy, scummy, stupid idiot wants to be more money, more money, more money. And the CEO of a business, $10 million a year, that's ridiculous. That's ignorance. That's stupidity of the corporation owning it and the stockholders. That's stupidity on the stockholders. No man is worth $10 million a year to run a business. $1 million, $2 million, yes. $10 million, no. You're stupid. They either run the business down or they make you money. $1 million man will make as much as a $10 million man, maybe more, because he has respect for what he does. I've never been given that chance, but it'd be all right. I'd take it in a heartbeat. And free enterprise is the way to go. Cut all these big corporations out. Cut them right down. Have the goddamn stuff here. Have stuff made in America again. People buy clothes out of somebody's thing and order it and buy it. Made right here in America in somebody's garage. Yes, that's what we need. Third world countries do it all the time. They forget to tell you that. Third world countries don't have robots building their cars, only in show factories where they show the American idiots that own these automobile things and buy these multi-million dollar robots and then charge a fortune for cars, and they come over here and have a better built car than the Americans do because they don't use robots. Chevy, General Motors, Chrysler, Ford, all of them, including John Deere and a bunch of others, have literally run the American worker out of work, buying robots. Robots don't make quality vehicles. And the farming implement, John Deere, the matriarch of all farm equipment in the United States, needs to be treated like Ma Bell. Make it divide up. Each place, separate pricing, each place, manufacture accordingly. Yes, John Deere owns Case, owns International. They ain't made under separate company. They're made under John Deere's rules. And what tractor's worth $250,000? Need a tractor company here that'll build tractors. The old style tractor a farmer can work on in his own garage. And run John Deere and all them out of business. And make them go back to the old school way. Bill Gates is getting richer off of stupidity of manufacturers. People don't want that manufactured computer stuff they can't work on. They want stuff they can work on. Because they're tired of going to automobile places, Chevy's shops and stuff like that, and paying $100 an hour for some technician to look at them and say, it's going to cost you $5,000 to fix it. And if he went out and did it himself, it cost him about $2,000 to fix it. Half the price. That's the matter with America today. Technology is ignorance to the point of everybody's getting out of work. You're making cars nobody can work on except authorized mechanics that you pay $100 an hour and you get $65 an hour for them to bring it in, collecting more money and charging a price that would be half of what it is now if you took the computer system out. And you'd get the same mileage. It's all about ripping off the buyer. That's what all Americans should do. Quit buying brand new vehicles. Get the old ones. Get something you can work on. Let them keep their computer-driven things. And the electric car, think twice. They're expensive to maintain. You can't maintain it. You got a battery if it goes bad to get rid of. How much is that going to cost you? It's not free. There's a place you got to store them batteries once they're dead. We're going to run out of room. There won't be no place on earth for a human being. All there'll be is a bunch of dead batteries sitting around. Think about that. Environment. Environment's been doing this for years, over the centuries. It's been changing all the time. Back and forth, back and forth. These environmentalists are feeding you so much crap. They're building their money and getting paid off by big industries to do it so that you buy cars from Tesla and them that are all electric. Remember, magnetism is just as deadly as carbon monoxide. You want to slow carbon monoxide down? Plant trees, broadleaf trees. Not pines, not round needle pines. Broadleaf, oaks, maples, poplars, bushes, anything that's got broad leaves that produces oxygen, and you will replenish the oxygen supply on Earth and compensate for all that's happening. But they won't tell you that because they want you to fear the government, to fear the world. They want to control what you do, what you eat, and how you eat it. This is free world. It's a free world all around the world. It's not just America. It's every country in the world that's doing it. And if it wouldn't have been for the people investing in this virus to kill the elderly, all these other people wouldn't have died. The elderly will die off in time. You don't need to kill them all off at once. And it's a synthetic, man-made virus. Because cold don't kill it and heat don't kill it. Yep, this world is just gone upside down. Now, if we got the third party going here in America, fine. It'd be great. I'll be happy to form it. I'm not afraid to. What they gonna do? Kill me? Then what? Have more people wanting to do it because they killed me. All right, everybody have a good evening. Think about the third party. Let's talk. Let's get it rocking and rolling. You know, we can call it the American Reform Party and mean what it says. Work for the people, not corporations that bought you. Work for the people. Thank you.